be not ignorant of Satan's devices. Going back to what Swint was saying, if you keep putting faith in Esau, man, you're gonna end up taking a chip in it, and that's your ass.
That's your ass, man. I got that precept, brother. This is a 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We can't be ignorant, like the brother was saying. We can't be ignorant of the devices of Esau, man, because Esau has propped him, which the Most High has allowed that to happen. Esau has propped himself up to be a godlike figure, and most of our people, like it's prophesied to happen, and it did happen in the past. History just repeats itself. Most of our people are continuing to sacrifice their everything to this devil, sacrifice their soul through the brothers in the industry and all that kind of stuff, and also too sacrificing your souls and your mindset, and viewing this man's way of life as the eternal way of living. Brothers think that brothers get $1 million and think they made it, think that they self-made. They don't need the Most High. That's why you see brothers who have gotten to some kind of status in Babylon. They say things like, God wasn't with me when I did this. God wasn't, he didn't help me achieve this. God didn't. Where was God when I was on the bottom? God didn't wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to grind and go get it. That's Esau's way of living. That's the way that Esau wants you to think, man. Esau wants you to think that that you were self-made, that you did it all on your own. The Most High had no part in doing it, man. And that's his way. And that goes into sacrificing unto him and not to the Most High. We're supposed to come to the Most High. We're supposed to reverence the Most High. We're supposed to be praying to him, and our spirit is supposed to be focused on serving him and keeping his commandments. That's the duty of us, not trying to get everything you can out of Babylon, which is what a lot of brothers are focused on doing. So that's why most of our people are going to be in this lower state, and they're going to be caught by Satan's devices. They're going to be ignorant to the devices of Satan because they view him as a savior instead of who he is as a fucking devil.
But even in Esau society, you can't get to it. Like, whether you're black, white, whatever, you can't get to a certain level in the society without bending the knee to Baal. So,
and even then, you can't even be the top level. I mean, think about the Masons. You can become a 33rd, but you can't be a 33rd and a 3rd Mason. They don't let you get to a certain level, even if you quote unquote that.
When brothers are talking about God didn't do this, God didn't do that, but you can't get to a certain place without Baal on their side. So
exactly,
what are you talking
exactly.
And one thing too, you got
exactly, man. It's like
real quick, bro. That's why they want our people to be in victimization, because they understand when we have a victimized mentality, we won't hearken on to our power, and that's what it really comes down to. When another nation can get us to go away from the Most High and then become victims to the point where we don't want to take accountability and go return to our power. That's why we can't get out of our state. Why do you think they do this Black Lives Matter shit? The government is so unfair. They treat us like shit. Nigga, why you relying on the government to take you out of your situation? You got to rely on yourself. But they do that because it's a good way for them to just play off of your emotional trauma and the honestly, the feminine spirit that a lot of these jakes have out here to continue to destroy yourself.
Yeah, but I was just about to say, since y'all brothers brought up a good point about basically you have to bend the knee to Baal, you don't even have to be a high level status person, man. Like, I always bring out this story about my dad. He was just working for a company called Fannie Mae as an accountant, bro, and they tried to recruit him. It wasn't like he was bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars. He was just a regular person. So there's many people who are Masons, who are into that shit, who you don't even realize, because they just act like regular people. Like, I'm sure even at my job right now, some of the managers might be recruited to that level. I just don't know yet, because they just acting.
Yeah, exactly. Everyday Masons. You got Masons walking around you every day. They're just regular people. They work a regular 9-to-5 job. You have no clue that they're cult members. And another thing too, to add on to the point that Brandon made, just in terms of relying on, how Esau puts us in the state of mind to rely on him. Esau does that because that reinforces his image of God. When Esau brings you down to a lower state, throughout various years, this is years and years and years of programming and all that. bringing us down, which it was ultimately because of us. But he's bringing us down. He has brought us down through generations to a lower state, to the point where now when he provides the solution, that's the thing about it too, man. He throughout years and years and years has brought it down to a lower state, so that when he provides the solution, it reinforces his image of God in the minds of our people. So now you can't tell, especially an older Jake, to get white Jesus out of their household, because Esau's provided them so many solutions for the problems that quote unquote Negroes have been going through for generation upon generation. They really view him as a savior, man.
Caesar Borgia,
exactly. It's just like the tenant with the New World Order, man. Provide the chaos, and provide the order, man.
Order out of chaos.
Order out of chaos. Exactly, bro.
Facts, bro. Yeah.
Second, before we moved on, I just wanted to bring out a quick precept. You see, 2 Thessalonians. I'll start at chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So that's letting you know the times are coming near, because we already fell away, and now it's being revealed to us who that son of perdition is. But I'll move on to the verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So that's what Esau does, man. They paint themselves the image of God. They claim to be God's people. They claim that their country is God's country, so on and so forth. That's who they are, man. They basically one step away from calling themselves God themselves.
Facts.
Just not blatantly, but subconsciously, a lot of our people feel that, man. Like, I remember y'all brothers mentioned the image, that white Jesus. I remember one time, because I lived in the basement at the time, they had the image. I took that shit down and put it down. I come back, of course somebody put that shit right back up. I didn't bother asking who did it or what. I was like, okay, I'm living here for now, so I'm not trying to have an argument. I'm about to move out. Once I find my place, I don't need to have an image in my house. So, but it's their house, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, bro. There's only so much you can do for certain people, but
can I get this precept right quick?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called, which some professing have heard concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen. And going back to what Dben was saying, Esau's trying to portray himself as a god through his science, through his technology, and putting himself as the man of all wisdom. He knows everything.
Exactly. Through his philosophy as well, man. They're the ones who even started this whole, the atheism, the transhumanism, there's more than 2 genders, there's 1,000 genders and all that, all this confusion and nonsense, man. And
their spirit is like, hey, man, we created atomic bombs, so we must know something, right?
Exactly. We quote unquote discovered the age of the universe and of the earth. We discovered how quote unquote life came to be. We discovered quote unquote the history of the world and where all races and people come from, etc.